Put your hands into the water.
No.
Let your mouth go sick and dry. What's up, guys?
Let's get to the die part.
What is it? Let them sing until you die. It's Friday, and it's the Not Gospel Studios podcast. Cliff Williams, Chandler McGuire. We're talking about Slipknot's new song, The Dying Song. We're analyzing these lyrics. We got a lot of hate from our last recent review of it. Maybe we had no business reviewing it. Maybe we're just terrible, ignorant, uninsightful people. We're going to find out in 30 minutes. This is Not Gospel. We reviewed a song by Slipknot called The Dying Song. Mm-hmm. Apparently, we were not allowed or weren't supposed to.
No, don't go there yet.
We reviewed it just to give our thoughts on it. I do have a background in music. This song, The Dying Song could, in our opinion, we thought like it could incite violence. Mm-hmm. But so many Slipknot fans who responded to us, and thank you, by the way, whether you agree with us or not, we appreciate an open dialogue like we do, said that we were just wrongfully interpreting this, that they do not condone violence or particularly suicide. Mm-hmm. So I felt like we should do an analysis of those lyrics.
Yeah, I think
talk about some of the comments.
Yeah, I think there's a huge conversation to be had around Slipknot fans, like the type of music that these people are fans of and what it means to them as people and stuff.
Yes, because there were several people who said that Slipknot saved their life.
Yeah,
in similar fashion to Tom McDonald.
Yeah, since we reviewed it and got horrendous reviews on our review. Have you changed your opinion on the song?
Well, in editing our video, I listened to the song. There is something to be said about listening to a song on a small speaker, a phone, versus headphones, isolated, good quality sound.
And then also the second or third time you've heard it, because I've heard it 3 times now.
So
maybe 4.
A couple of passes through the song, I started listening. I heard more and more of the lyrical content on better headphones and everything. The reason why we look at these things on a phone is because that's how so much content is consumed. It's very few people that are sitting at their laptop with their headphones watching the newest music video of a band they like or something like that. No. Most of the time, they're sitting at a table and sharing it with their friends. Maybe they've got one AirPod in and the friend has an AirPod in, and they're sharing the experience together. But it's on some sort of small speaker kind of meh thing a lot of times. That doesn't do a song like The Dying Song any justice, because it's a heavy song with a lot going on.
Okay, but do you like it now?
No. I can see where they have it has.
I have changed my mind.
The thing about the song is there are melodic choices that are pleasing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's catchy.
There are, da, 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 da.
The whole chorus, I find myself singing. But here's the problem I have with it.
It puts me in a vein of BYOB, of what was that band back in the day?
I have no idea.
Everybody's going to the party, have a real good
I have
time.
Heard that.
Da, 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 da. Ooh, that song.
Yeah. So it's something that's catchy.
Yeah, it reminds me of that song. There are parts of that song.
Well, the problem I have with it is that the fact that it is so catchy, and then you find yourself in your head repeating die, die, die over and over, that to me is not a positive thing.
I hear myself repeating this line. Put your hands into the water.
I start there and end up at the die, die,
I just
die.
go there. I just do that. I just let it hang. Hands into the water. And that's just where I go afterwards.
And when he's singing like a normal human and not like a strange voice, he's got a great voice.
Yeah. And we said that in the video. We said the musicality is there. And I even complimented metal guitarists and instrumentation. The instrumentation is there. Those are some like in very difficult riffs and metal songs. It just wasn't my bag. And I said that I could totally see how this could incite violence.
Yeah.
So,
just because the dark sound and lyrics.
Yeah. Well, and so many people said in the comment, maybe we should address some of the comments. So many people said in the comments that we were totally wrong, that we were interpreting these lyrics totally wrong, incorrectly. Here's some of the comments we got, and you can share some. This is one you shared with me. Watching y'all makes me even more proud to be an atheist.
That's pretty funny.
Thank you, Robert Logan. Reading your comment makes me more proud to be a Christian.
No, it's not a combative thing.
Here's another one from DJ Tricked 78. We don't need you two doing a follow-up video about why we like them. You obviously don't know that answer, so you're not going to get it right. They've been going strong for 20 years and still selling out huge arenas literally right now every day. They don't promote suicidal behavior at all. You have to actually read the lyrics. It's more deeper than just death and screaming, as you put it. The disrespect is in full display here.
Okay, I have not read that comment, but I think I want to delve into that comment specifically. So quit reading comments.
Okay. No, this is kind of the funny thing about this comment from DJ Tricked 78. Thank you, DJ Tricked, for your contribution, by the way. But this is kind of the heart of our discussion.
Yeah,
is that we're saying we were being completely disrespectful. To them as a band.
Okay. First off, is it disrespectful to delve into a subject or a genre that you know is not your bag usually?
What are they talking about that we compared them to Gwar?
Well, they are technically in that realm.
It's not disrespectful to comment on a gimmick.
Yeah.
I don't think. And say, look, the gimmick is not for me. Blue Man Group, talented musicians, but people may say they're silly. I think it's totally silly. And it's like, well, their gimmick is not for you. What's disrespectful about that?
Yeah.
And I don't think it was our review was disrespectful in that we didn't like it. It wasn't our taste. We didn't necessarily. There are certain elements in the visionary design of the video that we weren't behind. Like that. That's not disrespectful. Yeah, and I never came at them as musicians either.
Yeah. And one of the comments that I interacted with, they said that I said that the fans were stupid. I do not recall saying that the fans were stupid because I don't believe that. And in fact, after learning more about Slipknot and the fans in general, I would think that their fans typically are very high intelligence people that are directing their energy in a wrong area.
Okay.
When he said, you need to know the message behind the lyrics, you need to know what this means and that means, here's the thing. They're looking at Slipknot like some intelligent puzzle that if you don't get it, you're not in on it and you're not as intelligent as we are. And I think Taylor Swift fans do that. They think she's leaving them clues in every album to figure out when the next one's going to drop. And QAnon fans do that.
DJ Trick 78 says, they don't promote suicidal behavior at all. You have to actually read the lyrics. It's more deeper than just death and screaming, as you put it.
Yeah, they think it's all like this intelligent puzzle.
That is 100% subjective. Like, you can read into something and presume that that's what it's talking about. Yeah. But unless you hear from the creators themselves that is what it's talking about, and that's the inspiration behind the song, you're just making an assumption. I don't care how big of a fan you are.
Well, that's the thing. I think because they listen to the interviews and they know the writers and stuff, they're like, oh no, this is really about politics. This is really about social media. But if you just read the lyrics of the song,
right,
it's not about
so
that.
I guess what I'm getting at here is if we read these lyrics, we're going to go through the lyrics. I pulled them up because I do believe what they said was relevant. You need to read the lyrics. You need to hear them. I also think it's nothing wrong with wanting music that you can hear the lyrics and hear what they're saying without having to read them. That's my problem is I like to hear what the artist is saying and understand what they're saying while I'm listening to the song. If I can't understand what you're saying while I'm listening to the song, I'm probably going to check out.
I think they think the band is an incredible troll on ignorant people like us.
I mean, they're free to think that.
Yeah, because
I don't want to get in. I don't want to start touting off IQ test scores or anything.
No, I went on like a lot of message boards and stuff because I wanted to know why people like Slipknot, and I read a whole lot. And they think that people just don't get it, that Slipknot is trolling everyone by, we're going to put on these ridiculous things, we're going to sing about these, hateful things and stuff, but our heart is really about love and togetherness and stuff. No matter that we're putting on a horror show music video, and our videos are all screaming about dying, and they got some real flack for some of their lyrics. One of them was, I want to slit your throat and F the hole. Like, stuff like that they are coming forward and presenting and then telling you, no, you can't be offended by that. We're more intelligent than that.
If they have a lyric that says, I want to slit your throat and sex the hole.
Yeah.
You can't make a snuff film to raise awareness about snuff films.
Yeah.
So you can't say that kind of line and be like, oh, no, well, we don't really mean that. It's like you just literally... And then you can't say, well, that's not encouraging someone to do that same thing at all. It's like...
And then one of the band members has attempted suicide 2 times. And Slipknot is the type of knot you use when you're going to hang yourself. And then it's just, and all the horror imagery, it is all about death, and they're screaming about die, 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 but they're trying to tell you, no, that's not what it's about. There's this huge miscommunication there.
Out of respect for people who actually know the band, because I feel like that's relevant, we decided to take a look at these lyrics. Now, bear in mind, unless you have proof, solid proof, from the writers themselves that this song is actually about X, Y, and Z, what you suggest about these lyrics is your interpretation, and it has no validity any more than what I interpret. Because what we're talking about here is when a listener listens to a song,
take the face value.
Interpret it, what they interpret it. Anybody listening to it, what it means to them. So here's the lyrics of the Dying Song by Slipknot. Put your hands into the water, let your mouth go sick and dry. Put your life into your death now, let them sing until you die. Die, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm. And one of the commenters listed those lyrics for me and was like, this is about social media. This is about letting people talk about you and not worry about what they're saying and stuff. But that's not what the lyrics said.
Well, the thing is, choruses usually are like they put the cap on, or they encapsulate what the verse is talking about. So we'll move into the first verse. Radical rather than rhetorical. Babble like an oracle. Why am I always in your debt? Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost, communist comatose, show me all the wagers are a bet.
You could kind of read into it whatever you think.
You can read into it.
It could be religious. And
it's like he's explaining himself. He's like, I'm a radical rather than rhetorical. Like, that is essentially saying it's not just rhetoric. I mean what I say. I'm a radical. I believe in these things that I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you saying then? What is it that you're so radical about? Babble like an oracle. Okay, so now you're saying somebody just rattles on a bunch of stuff that has no relevance. Okay. Why am I always in your debt? Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost, communist comatose, show me all the wagers are a bet. What's that say to you, Chandra?
I got nothing. Have you heard Jordan Peterson talking about postmodern art and how it's like the downfall of society?
It's probably.
Yeah, you probably have.
But hold on.
Well, it pertains to this.
Okay.
Like, you can't smear poop on a canvas and then say, like, oh, no, this is a social commentary. No, it's poop on a canvas. It's not whatever the artist has secretly meant for it to be.
Like, I didn't call these lyrics poop on a canvas. That was you.
But it is postmodern art. It's like the author is saying, oh, I'm meaning this great big thing, when really it's very simple and eye-catching stuff that they want people to get enraged about.
Well, and I know I know composition of songs. I know you have cadence. Like, Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost, communist, comatose.
Yeah.
It's rhyming in cadence.
Yeah.
Sure. So you found words that rhyme in cadence. It doesn't mean that they make a whole lot of sense. I can understand them as individual thoughts. Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. Okay, religion's a thing. Communist comatose. Okay, so you got to be brain dead to be a communist? Sure, okay, let's roll with it. Show me all the wagers are a bet. Are you like, show me your money? Show me the money? Is that what you're saying? Or you're betting on something that you don't know really exists or not, if you're a Christian? Okay, I'll buy it. Let's move on. The middle of a nuclear winter is a modern achievement of the retro-apocalyptic horde. How does it sound like this? The middle of a nuclear winter is a modern achievement of the retro-apocalyptic horde.
Doesn't make any better.
It doesn't make it sound any smarter.
No.
Retro-apocalyptic horde.
Yeah.
Maybe that's talking about masses of people who believe in religion. Retro-apocalyptic horde. Maybe that's people of Christians or Muslims who do acts of violence and things like that based on their faith. Maybe that's what it's talking about. Maybe it's not. You can't say for certain it is, because we know the meanings of all of these words, and these words don't mean that.
Yeah.
Satan, you must be mistaken. There are no more Satans, only the bosses on the board. So this guy's obviously, I would say, an atheist. He doesn't believe in heaven or hell, doesn't think Satan exists. Satan is a boogeyman that was created by religion to keep us in check, and the only bad people are really the 1%ers in the boardrooms. Forget, deny, ignore, nice try, it's you. Regret, rely, remorse inside of you. Yeah. Maybe they're saying you've got some issues that you're not dealing with. Maybe that's the heart of it. You can't say that I just don't know what it's saying because I'm not inside the joke unless you explain it.
Yeah.
And if you can explain it in a way that is in keeping with the definitions of those words, we have common ground. Mm-hmm. The heart begins to suffer when the soul has given up. This kind of sounds a little bit like the stuff that somebody would deal with as they're struggling and thinking about maybe taking their own life or doing something drastic, making a change. The heart begins to suffer when the soul has given up, and the flesh is barely more than bone. When no one else is listening, only when you've had enough. Time to sing this dying song alone. I remember that part.
Yeah. Can we say they are encouraging suicide? Here's the thing.
I don't think you can rightly interpret and say this song clearly is encouraging suicide because that's our spin from it.
Yeah.
Does it seem to me like it could very easily be interpreted as that from somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I think that Slipknot is held accountable to somebody's interpretation? We've talked about this. No, I don't think they are.
No.
They can make whatever kind of art they want, short of telling people just go kill yourself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, someone left a comment saying, you're just trying to get the views. Like, saying that we only reviewed a song we knew we would hate to get bad views. Well, I think that's what Slipknot does as a band. They make aggressive horror show type music with horrible lyrics because they know people are going to get outraged about it, and it's going to create the counterculture who's like, no, it's awesome. And like, they're trying to live in that space. So why would they criticize us when they're in love with the band who does that?
I'm just fixing to say, if you, that is interesting. I never thought of that. If you defend the band and you say that they're literally just trolling people by dressing up in this Halloween get up and all this kind of stuff and being over the top with like the sort of morbid vibe of their songs, and you're saying it's just trolling everybody, and they're literally doing it for, part of that presentation and that gimmick is for the clicks and for the hate, which creates, like you said, the subculture of cult fans who love them. Then how could you be upset at somebody who critiqued it and gave the review, even knowing there's a good chance they won't like it? We review all kinds of stuff. Do movie critics only review stuff that they like? Yeah. I know I'm going to like this, so I'm going to go watch it and review it. No, they review entertainment. Mm-hmm. And Slipknot is wildly successful, just like the people have said in the comments. Of course they are. They have a huge following, which makes what they're saying, what they're doing, and how they do it in their artistry worth critiquing and worth looking at. Mm-hmm. So it's not deliberately just to get views, but even if it were, that's what they're doing by trolling people.
They started in 1996 on their first demo album, Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat.
Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat.
Yeah, that's their first album name.
Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat.
And that's when they came up with Slipknot on Halloween, the first time they performed.
I guess it would be worse if it was...
Clifton.
If it was Feed, Kill, Mate, Repeat.
Yeah.
Or Feed, Repeat, Kill, Mate.
Yeah.
That would be weird.
Yeah. Here's why I object to this kind of music. I'm not saying they shouldn't be allowed to make it, but I would say it's probably not wisdom to listen to it because, like I said, it is catchy. I find myself saying kill, kill, kill over and over in my head now. That's not something positive to constantly ingest. And some people in the comment section were saying it's cathartic. Like that, it's the only thing that helped them out of troubled situations and stuff. And that is definitely something I wanted to address. There's a type of therapy called...
Sorry.
You read a comment.
Henry Ensworth. Thank you, Henry. Yeah, I recommend not reacting to Slipknot any further. They don't need people bashing their music because they aren't into it and are just looking to get views off their music. That's not a Christian thing to do. So go and react to your lame country songs and leave the Slipknot reactions to people who like their music and are open to that style of music.
That's interesting.
I appreciate, Henry, that you did not, if you watch this, you probably won't, but I appreciate that you did not make any kind of inferences to our intelligence level and things like that when you said, you did call country songs lame and say that country songs are ours, which is a lot of country songs that I don't like, and that's not my favorite genre.
Oh, I'm sure we will eventually
review some country songs
that we don't like. And some we do. No, I was going somewhere, though, and you interrupted.
I'm sorry.
Because you're a bad friend.
Proceed. That's your interpretation. I'm really... Ask anyone. I'm not... That's not what I'm about, being a bad friend.
Are you a little puzzle box?
Yeah. You're presenting
as a bad friend, really deep down,
It's not my fault that you can't understand how to be friends. It's for people who can.
Well, that's kind of the personality type that takes on this. They're like, I'm going to wear dark clothes and dark hair, and I'm going to present as this moody, sullen person. But inside, I'm really happy and friendly. And that's not how you engage with the world as a healthy, normal human adult. And if you're someone as a teen who's into this, I kind of get it. It goes with the soul and personality some teens get. But if you grow into adulthood and you don't kind of shake some of those personality traits, I think there's an issue.
When we were saying you grow out of these things, I think that's what you were talking about. Is that when you grow up, you shake a lot of the facade, right? So like if you play, a lot of growing up as a teenager is playing dress up. You're finding out who you are. You're playing dress up in relationships and boyfriend, girlfriend, blah, 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 all these things in school, and you're trying to be accepted, and you're figuring out who you are. And that's playing dress up till you find out who you are. Eventually, when you do grow up, you find out who you are. And the dress up isn't necessary anymore. Yeah. And if you're still wearing a get up or going in the same gimmick, or if you're guar, you know what I mean? Like, the reason we thought that was weird or we don't connect to that is because we don't require that what I would call a gimmick to engage.
I wanted to say about the emotional state, the people that think it's cathartic to listen to this kind of music and scream die over and over. There's a type of therapy called EMDR that has to do with loud sounds, flashing lights, things like that help you sit in an emotional space and work through it. Mm-hmm. I think that's what this kind of music does for some people.
The fans of Slipknot, one of the things we got from you when you said they saved my life, you didn't tell us why or how. Mm-hmm. There's no explanation of how it happened. You just say it did. You just...
Like, in comparison, Tom McDonald fans are like, it helped me come off of alcohol.
I'm sober for 6 months because of Tom McDonald's song, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Just saying Slipknot saved my life. It's like, let me know how this type of music, in particular, rescued you from something.
There used to be a thing called the Air One Challenge, which...
I think they call it the K-Love Challenge now, because K-Love does the same thing, but...
And they say, just try it out. Listen to our channel in the background, in your car, in your home.
Only K-Love or Air One or whatever is for...
Which is positive music,
for
mostly
month.
Christian.
Wasn't it? For a month?
Yeah, for like 30 days. And just see if it changes your mindset. And
Are you going to do that? You're going to listen to Slipknot?
I've already done it before.
For 30 days?
Oh, no, Slipknot. I'm just saying listen to more positive stuff on repeat instead of more negative stuff. Like, I love Nirvana. I will listen to Korn and Marilyn Manson. I will listen to certain songs, but I don't see the value in...
System of a Down!
Yeah, I've listened to System of...
No, that was BYOB.
That's funny.
I really like BYOB, by the way.
But if I find myself listening to that type of music too often, it does bring your mood down. Like, versus positive music, Christian music, praise music.
That. I've listened to Breaking Benjamin. I used to be a huge Breaking Benjamin fan. I still, late at night, we're driving or something, we'll put in some of those older records. Contrary to the belief that maybe from some of the Slipknot fans, like, much more well-rounded in my musical choice that I like. I mean, I've been doing music.
He's a Nickelback fan.
We've been doing music for me professionally for 18 years. It's like much more well-rounded than just, oh, he listens to his country music and he's a huge fan of Hardy, I bet. Why wouldn't you listen to Slipknot for 30 days?
Well,
only.
Exactly what I was saying.
Take the Slipknot challenge.
I'm not listening to Slipknot for 30 days. Clifton, I've had Red 40. I can't hold a thought in my head.
And you're not helping.
And by Red 40, I mean the coloring and a lot of soft drinks and Doritos.
Not talking about any street drug out there. I'll go use some Red 40.
I'm pretty sure it has affected my mental state. Or all the sugar you made me eat. I'm not sure.
I didn't make you eat sugar.
Well, anyways.
I presented a very tasty treat and you took it.
I prefer to keep myself in a more positive, healing headspace.
Okay.
And not a tragedy headspace.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
How can you not like something and be respectful? We didn't like it.
Yeah.
And we thought that it was violent in nature.
Yeah.
And we felt like it could encourage violence.
I think it's pointless, harmful music.
I got from the fans in the comment section that these fans are so sold out to Slipknot that if you don't like it, it's disrespectful just to not like it. And I'm like, I can not like something and say it's not my bag, and say that I probably might not let my kids listen to it because I feel like it could encourage violence.
Yeah.
And that not be I'm not disrespecting Slipknot. If you got two brain cells to rub together, you understand that the visual of what they're doing, wearing other people's faces, that is a gimmick. It's not disrespectful to call that a gimmick. It's no different than Kiss's gimmick. Kiss, a huge band, had a giant gimmick.
I don't like them
painted
either.
faces and shoulder pads.
Yeah.
It was a gimmick.
It was silly.
And it is silly. Kiss, Slipknot's not any more successful than Kiss. Kiss is one of the most legendary bands ever. Okay, they are. I'm not even a Kiss fan, but I'll admit it. And they had a huge gimmick, and I didn't like it. I don't like Slipknot's gimmick.
I think maybe they felt belittled because we were laughing and joking around a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
But I laugh a lot. That's just my personality.
Well, and if you got offended because we compare it to Gwar, then Gwar fans can look at you and be like, up yours. Can you take a criticism of something you like a whole lot? I think the Beatles are one of the best bands in history. They've influenced so much of my music. And Paul McCartney's my favorite artist, period. And people could bash the snot out of it. And people have. Some friends of mine, literally a good friend of mine who I did music with for a long time, just said the other day, I can't find 10 enjoyable seconds of any Beatles song, period. And I presented him with 10 seconds. I think you'll like this, of a song, kind of as a gag. But we're still great friends. I don't get so emotionally wrapped up, even though that, in my opinion, is hands down. If I had to go on a desert island for the rest of my life and I could only take one band's music, it would be the Beatles. I feel like that's one of the most significant and relevant bands in human history.
I think that should be a whole other let's talk about it. What bands would we take on a desert island?
If you're a Slipknot fan, I want you to feel welcome to share your views on our channel. The only way we're going to have interesting discussions and discourse is when you allow room for the opposite opinion.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to have it. If you're just hoping to create a space where everybody echoes your exact same feelings, dumb.
Yeah, and it's not like we're coming on a Slipknot page and leaving hate comments saying we don't like this music video. We're saying it on our own channel.
Yeah, we're not actively trolling Slipknot.
Yeah.
We're just people who are into our bag of goodies, what we offer. Here's our opinion on this new song that came out. It's also not like we're reacting to a 20-year-old song from Slipknot, their very first song or whatever. It's like, this is a brand new song that came out. It's relevant. It's culturally relevant.
Yeah.
Let's review it. Hopefully now, if you kind of understand a little bit more of where we're coming from, and you're the kind of person who wants to be helpful and informative and say, hey, this is why Slipknot, this is what they mean behind this part and this part of the song, or this is why they hold these opinions or these views, and you can show that in interviews or whatever, feel free to leave it in the comments and let us know.
If you're going to be a fan of something that intentionally leaves things real fuzzy,
ambiguous,
yes, you should be understanding of the fact that some people may not get it at first because it's just screaming die over and over in horror masks.
I'm really like, if you don't, and reading the lyrics of the song, if you don't see how it could be interpreted as promoting some sort of violence at face value, that's
they like flirting
disingenuous.
with it. They like looking dark and like a little dangerous.
Thank you for your negative opinions on us. Thank you for sharing, because it creates interesting conversations. If you're one of these people that likes to say that Slipknot is highbrow, high intellect entertainment, right? Yeah. Then I think you prove that intellect by your comments and by how you critique other people's thoughts and how you present your own thoughts. So if you're in there just bashing, giving the least creative version of how much you can't stand what we're doing, you don't do Slipknot a whole lot of justice. Or Slipknot fans a whole lot of justice, and you're not doing them any favors in representing their fans and stuff if you're just going to come in there and be a troll. Unfortunately, like you said, haven't really found too many trolls just in there trolling for the sake of trolling.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening in your car or whatever, thank you for listening and taking the time for this episode of the Not Gospel Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Continue to hit the notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with all of our videos. And as always, keep being awesome, because that's how God made you.